Good evening, everyone. Today is June 18, 2026. Will the secretary please call the roll?
Anna Braun.
Here.
Timothy Cummings. Antonetta Vola.
Here.
Jamie Falco.
Here.
Louis Figueroa.
Here.
Lori Herrick.
Here.
Lee Woo Hung. Here. Wilbur Pan.
Here.
Mary Ann Tanius.
Here. We have a quorum. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed and acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the East Brunswick Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted at the Board of Education offices located at 760 Route 18, East Brunswick, New Jersey. Written notice was also provided to the Sentinel, the Newark Star Ledger, the Home News Tribune, the Alternative Press of East Brunswick, and the Municipal Clerk of East Brunswick. All Board of Education meetings, with the exception of executive session discussions, are videotaped for later broadcast. It is the policy of the Board of Education that videotaped meetings are not edited for any purpose. Individuals who speak at the board's public meetings should be aware of these videotaping rules. Okay, we have resolutions of appreciation and recognition. Do we have a motion?
Wait, second.
Wilbur and Jamie. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Okay, we will go to the first resolution. Should I go to the podium or? Yeah, we'll go to the podium too. Whereas Jane Godwin has served as the student representative on the Board of Education for the 2025-2026 school year, and whereas Jane has faithfully attended meetings, offered insight as a student of East Brunswick, and effectively communicated the Board of Education's actions to her fellow students, now therefore be it resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education recognizes and commends Jane Godwin for her time and service to the East Brunswick Board of Education. Congratulations. We're not going to fit through that. Okay. Whereas Kaylin DeRose has served with distinction as the student representative on the New Jersey Board of Education for the 2025-2026 school year, acting as a vital liaison between the state's student body and education policymakers. And whereas throughout her 12-month term, Kaylin has faithfully attended monthly public meetings, offered invaluable insights as a student from East Brunswick, and effectively communicated the board's actions to her peers, and now therefore be it resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education recognizes and commends Kaylin DeRose for her time and service to the New Jersey Board of Education.
Resolution of commendations. New Jersey Way the People 2026, the Citizen and the Constitution High School Competition. Move the Board of Education approve the following resolution. Whereas at the New Jersey We the People 2026, the Citizen and the Constitution Competition 25, East Brunswick High School students in the Advanced Placement Institute for Political and Legal Education class showcase their impressive knowledge of Constitution, critical thinking ability, and a clear articulation of ideas by testifying at the constitutional issues and in simulated congressional hearing. And whereas their rigorous preparation and their dedication, students achieved first place, make it 37 times in 38 years. 37th time in 38 years. That East Brunswick High School has earned this distinction representing New Jersey at the national We the People, the Citizen, and the Constitution competition finals. And whereas this remarkable accomplishment is a testament to the students' hard-working dedication and commitment, has brought significant local, state, and national recognition to their school, with the district East Brunswick, and our community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that East Brunswick Board of Education proudly recognize and commends those students and their dedicated advisor, Mark and Alan, for their outstanding accomplishment.
Helen Ayub. Saket Khalid. Alexis Cherian. Dorina Ganesh. Alexander Kuchik. Sean Lee. Jason Liu. Olivia Malkowski. Congratulations. Eva Naik. Prisha Noreen.
Aditya Pandey. Dasha Patel. Mohammed Rayan. Awais Rasa. Avani Sahasrabudhe. Kaya Sheth. Aditya Upadhyay. George Youssef. Congratulations. April Yu. And Joy Zecki. You guys got to squeeze in.
We're going to take a group photo.
2 rows.
So, girls in front. I'll go on the other side.
Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to announce New Jersey State Teen Arts Festival Showcase Silver Award. I move that the Board of Education approve the following resolution. Whereas New Jersey State Teen Arts Festival Showcase provides prestigious recognition for the creative achievements of student artists across the state, and whereas East Brunswick student Zoe Kwan has demonstrated exceptional talent, dedication, and artistic ability through her visual artwork, and whereas her painting titled Stranger Danger was selected from hundreds of statewide submissions as one of only 3 pieces to receive the Silver Showcase Award for Outstanding Achievement in 2D Visual Art. And whereas this significant honor brings esteemed local and state recognition to the East Brunswick Public Schools, the district, and the entire East Brunswick community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education hereby proudly recognizes and commends Zoe Kwan for her outstanding accomplishment and further extends its sincere appreciation to her teacher, Darren Amay, for his invaluable guidance and support.
Good evening, everybody. I move that the Board of Education approve the following resolution, resolution of accommodation for Scholastic Art and Writing Awards. Whereas the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards provide national recognition for the creative achievements of students, and whereas Zoe Kwan, a student at East Brunswick High School, has demonstrated exceptional artistic talent and creativity through her oil painting titled Nature versus Nurture. And whereas this remarkable artwork earned Zoe the prestigious Regional Gold Key Award, culminating in a magnificent gold medal victory at the national level. And yes, thank you guys, snaps. And whereas the significant honor celebrates the student's dedication and artistic ability, while also bringing esteemed local and state recognition to our schools, the district, and the East Brunswick community. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education hereby proudly recognizes and commends Zoe Kwan for her outstanding accomplishments in the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards, and further recognizes her teacher, Lisa Gombis, for her invaluable guidance and support.
Got to bring that down. Resolution commendation, Young Masters Awards National Art Contest. Move that the Board of Education approve the following resolution. Whereas the Young Masters Awards is a national art competition designed for K-12 students of all skill levels and abilities across the United States, providing a professional platform for young artists to gain exposure, exhibit their artwork, and build their portfolios. And whereas East Brunswick student Catherine Wang has demonstrated exceptional talent, dedication, and artistic ability, with her photograph being selected from over 600 national submissions to place in the top 100. And whereas Catherine's outstanding artwork was featured in a prestigious gallery exhibition and celebrated at an official arts award ceremony. And whereas the significant honor brings esteemed local and state recognition to the East Brunswick Public Schools, the district, and the entire East Brunswick community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education hereby proudly recognizes and commends Catherine Wang for her outstanding accomplishment and further extends its sincere appreciation to her teacher, Megan Buckley, for her invaluable guidance and support. Is Ms. Buckley here? Okay.
Resolution of Commendation 2026 NJMEA All-State Symphonic Band. I move that the Board of Education approve the following resolution. Whereas, through a rigorous audition process, 2 talented East Brunswick Public School students distinguished themselves among New Jersey's top student musicians and were selected for the prestigious 2026 NJMEA All-State Symphonic Band. And whereas this selection reflects a significant commitment of intensive practice and culminates in their successful audition into the state's premier ensemble, as evidenced by their performance with the All-State Symphonic Band at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center. And whereas this significant honor, a testament to the students' exceptional talent, diligent hard work, and unwavering dedication, has brought well-deserved local and state recognition to our schools, the district, and the entire community. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education proudly recognizes and commends Kenny Shao and Charlotte Wells, along with their dedicated teacher, Brian Toth.
Resolution of Commendation 2026 NJMEA All-State Wind Ensemble. I move that the Board of Education approve the following resolution. Whereas after a rigorous audition process, 1 talented East Brunswick High School student, Gavin Salgado, ranked among New Jersey's top student musicians and was selected for the prestigious 2026 NJMEA All-State Wind Ensemble. And whereas for the 3rd consecutive year, Gavin earned his place in the Wind Ensemble, the highest scoring group in the state, through his exceptional performance in the 2026 NJMEA All-State Band auditions. Gavin performed with the Wind Ensemble in February and will also perform with the All-State Orchestra. And whereas this significant honor, a testament to the students' talent, hard work, and dedication, has brought well-deserved local and state recognition to our schools, the district, and the entire community. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education proudly recognizes and commends Gavin Salgado, as well as his dedicated teacher, Brian Toth.
Good evening. Didn't mean to break that. I move that the Board of Education approve the following resolution. Whereas, after a rigorous statewide audition process, 7 talented Churchill Junior High students earned selection to the prestigious 2026 New Jersey Music Educators Association All-State Intermediate Orchestra. And whereas, This achievement reflects their significant dedication and countless hours of intensive practice alongside accomplished young musicians from across New Jersey. And whereas this honor not only celebrates these students' exceptional talent and hard work, but also brings well-deserved local and state recognition to our schools, the district, and the East Brunswick community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education proudly recognizes and commends these students and their dedicated teachers, Zachary Carson, Susan Muse, and Mary O'Mara, for their outstanding accomplishment.
Just read the name. Penelope Bishop. Shania Fernando. Joshua Kang. And Joseph Manukian. That's orchestra. Yeah, we're okay.
Resolution of Commendation, 2026 NJMEA All-State Orchestra. I move that the Board of Education approve the following resolution. Whereas after a rigorous statewide audition process, 6 East Brunswick High School students earned selection to the prestigious 2026 New Jersey Music Educators Association All-State Orchestra. And whereas this achievement reflects their significant dedication and countless hours of intensive practice alongside top student musicians from across New Jersey, culminating in a collaborative ensemble performance. And whereas this honor not only celebrates the students' exceptional talent and hard work, but also brings well-deserved local and state recognition to our schools, the district, and the East Brunswick community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education proudly recognizes and commends these students and their dedicated teacher, Dr. Arvind Gopal, for this outstanding accomplishment.
Allison Chen, Alan Lay, and Stephen Shen.
Hi again. I move that the Board of Education approve the following resolution. Whereas 20 dedicated East Brunswick High School students participated in the prestigious Rutgers-Waxman Scholars Program, focusing on DNA sequence analysis, and whereas their significant research has been published on the National Center for Biotechnology Information Database, a global resource for biomedical information crucial to understanding human health and disease, and whereas this publication will allow scientists worldwide to access and utilize the students' findings in their own research, and whereas this remarkable achievement, a testament to the students' hard work and commitment, has garnered local, state, and national recognition for East Brunswick High School, the school district, and the community, and now therefore be it resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education hereby recognizes and commends the following 2026 Rutgers-Waxman Scholars and their advisor, Kristen Drescher, for this outstanding accomplishment. Congratulations. Do you want me to take their, or you're going to read out the names? Yeah. Okay.
Kaylee Choi. Renee Chow. Abhinav Daga.
Gordon He. Tristan Nishant. Anshika Pradhan. Abdullah Had Raza. Ume Rubab. Alexander Ruska. Anirudh Shatif. Kahan Shah. And Paul Youssef.
All right, we are moving on to our presentations and special reports, and our last student representative report from Jane, or yeah.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Wow, okay, this is my last one. I think I have to make this one really special, so. The opportunity I've had to be the student representative for the board has been such a privilege. I want to say thank you to the board members and Dr. Maman who have taken me under their wing and welcomed me to their world. Each and every one of you have taught me so many things that I can't wait to take with me after high school. This has been a rewarding experience and a great way to end my senior year. Senior year was full of so many new friends, events, and challenges, but overall has been a great time. I also want to say thank you to Ms. LaForge and Ms. Bankard for pushing me to the greatest I can be in the position I had for student council. I wouldn't know half the things I know now, and today is my birthday. And thank you. Thank you. And I'm finally 18, graduating exactly in a week, and talking at my last board meeting. I would say it's pretty bittersweet, and enough about me. And now we have a recap of the final events of this school year. Relay for Life was May 22nd, where we raised over $35,000 for the American Cancer Society. With the use of multiple events, team fundraisers, and dedication from our students and faculty, followed by prom on June 5th, which was a great time, thanks to our class council and advisors. I did win prom queen, yes. So, yeah. Subtle brag. Today's my day. Senior awards were June 8th, and 114 seniors were awarded scholarships. Athletic awards were June 9th, and students were recognized for their athletic achievements. Finals exams started 17th to the 23rd, and graduation practice on the 24th during school for seniors, and then, of course, graduation day. Seniors should arrive to EBHS by 7:30 on the 25th. Lastly, I'm honored to introduce Kaylin DeRose as a 2026-2027 student rep. I have no doubt Kaylin could continue my legacy and do amazing things at the Board of Ed for this and for the school. She's a talented and driven woman, and I can't wait to see what she accomplishes. Thank you, and bye for now.
Aww. Yeah. Thank you, Jane. Okay. We will miss you. And Kaylin, welcome. We're excited to have you. And I'm sure you're going to do just as great as Jane did.
Oh, I'm going to cry. I can't cry.
Did you want to say something?
Yeah, I'm like,
Kaylin?
I would just like to preface with the fact that Jane has been a mentor for me for now, like maybe 3 or 4 years. I still always see her as the cool student council president back at Churchill when I was like, how can I be exactly like her? And I'm just so honored to finally be filling in your footsteps, I guess. And I think it's going to be such an interesting and rewarding experience to continue that journey, continue that legacy, even without Jane now. I'm incredibly grateful to be the student representative at the East Brunswick Board of Education following my term at the State Board of Education, and just as honored to be serving as the East Brunswick High School Student Council President. Yet again, thanks to our advisors, Mrs. Benkart and Mrs. LaForge. I'll start off with there's a lot to know about me. I think for me, I like to think of education as a superpower in a way, as something that no one can take away from you. I was always raised to be grateful for my education, and because of that, I want this to be an opportunity for my term to not only give back as a student and to be able to help provide context to this board, but to, of course, be a representative and a voice for the many, many students who, of course, we serve at East Brunswick. So thank you so much, and I really hope to do at least half a job as Jane.
I am so proud of you both. You're giving me like warm and fuzzies, like such a good feeling. And I am sure, Jane, you're going to do great things. We're going to read about you. You're going to come back and visit and tell us everything you've accomplished, and we'll be rooting for you. And we were welcome. You'll be fantastic. I mean, you handled the state board as a pro. This is nothing. You got this. So welcome to both of you, and good luck, Jane. I'll see you next week at graduation.
yeah, we all will. Yeah. Okay, all right. We have a need for a closed session. Whereas the Board of Education must discuss matters which are not appropriate for discussion in public meeting, and whereas these subjects are within the exceptions to the Open Public Meetings Act and are permitted to be discussed in closed session pursuant to NJSA 10-4-12B, and whereas the Board of Education intends to discuss matters as outlined in the agenda, whereas the length of the closed session is estimated to be 1 hour, after which the public meeting of the board shall reconvene and action will be taken. Now therefore be it resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education will recess into closed session for only the aforesaid subjects. And be it further resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education hereby declares that its discussions of the aforesaid subjects will be made public at a time when the public's interest in disclosure is greater than any privacy or governmental interest being protected from disclosure in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Do we have a motion?
Move.
Second.
Jeannie and Wilbur, discussion? All in favor? Okay. Opposed? Abstentions? We are in closed. See you in 1 hour.
Okay, you're good.
Sorry, we are back from closed and jumping right into our superintendent's report.
Okay.
Our district has been bustling with incredible energy and remarkable achievements. It is my absolute pleasure to share some of these recent highlights and success stories with our community. On Thursday, May 21st, I had the pleasure of attending the Waxman Student Scholars Program. Jane talked about it in her presentation earlier on. This event served as the exciting culmination of the students' year-long research, which was proudly showcased during the poster forum. It was inspiring to watch these young scientists present their findings and share their experiences with peers, families, administrators, and members of the community. On Friday, May 22nd, the high school held its annual Relay for Life, you heard earlier.
From Jane, it was organized by the National Honor Society. This event brought the entire building together with clubs and student organizations running a variety of activities for students throughout the day. Through the hard work of the students, staff, advisors, and school community, the high school raised more than $35,000 for American Cancer Society. And if you remember, I had the bucket at the board meeting, and you all contributed. And so thank you for that. On Friday, May 29th, I had the opportunity to be the keynote speaker for the high school's Future Business Leaders of America FBLA Chapter Career Night. That was the highlight of my day. The night brought together nearly 24 professionals from a wide range of industries to share their experiences with students. Participants included local business owners, IT professionals, we had CEOs, college representatives, and other community leaders. The night provided students with a unique opportunity to explore a variety of professions, make connections with local professionals, and gain firsthand knowledge about potential career paths. It was really an interesting night, a fun one too. And then on Monday, June 8th, along with board members, I attended the high school senior awards ceremony. You heard earlier that the committee proudly recognized 115 award recipients during the annual event. Monetary awards were presented to these deserving seniors in recognition of their outstanding achievements and dedication. The evening served as a meaningful celebration of their hard work and accomplishments. It was electrifying. And then the next day, June 9th, I joined board members again at the high school's annual athletic awards ceremony. It's a lot of fun. The evening celebrated all of our athletic teams and their respective team awards. We also had the privilege of honoring our special award winners whose achievements continue to celebrate and uphold the rich history of East Brunswick athletics. On Wednesday, because we were so busy, June 10th, along with Board President Dr. Tanias, we had the privilege of honoring a group of future educators during our third annual Educators Signing Day. Graduating seniors planning to pursue degrees in education gathered with their families, peers, and teachers to celebrate this exciting milestone and received a promise of first consideration for future employment with East Brunswick Public Schools. I think I said I would hire them. I just said they should come back, that I would hire them. As part of the celebration, each student wrote a letter to a teacher who inspired them to pursue a career in education. That was so good. It was a heartfelt reminder of the lasting impact educators have on their students and the important role they play in shaping future generations. Educator Signing Day was a collaborative effort between East Brunswick Public Schools and the East Brunswick Education Association, with additional support from colleges and universities that contributed materials and swag to celebrate and encourage our future educators. A special thank you to Nicole Tibbetts and Jocelyn Kwasinski for all the hard work and dedication they put into coordinating this wonderful event. Later that evening, I had the honor of attending the New Jersey Association of Latino Administrators and Superintendents NJ Alice event alongside two of our outstanding high school seniors who were both selected as recipients of the NJ Alice Student Scholarship Award. I believe they got a couple $1,000 each. It was very nice. It was a good evening. And then on Monday, June 15, Dr. Tanias and I had a wonderful opportunity to celebrate the incredible achievements of our community programs, adult school students. It was a privilege to recognize those completing our ESL, high school equivalency preparation, and citizenship preparation programs. The event highlighted the life-changing impact of our fully grant-funded adult education program, which provides students with the language, academic, and citizenship skills needed to thrive in our community. Most importantly, the celebration showcased the dedication and resilience of our students and the strong sense of community that has developed within the program, which many participants described as a second family. There wasn't a dry eye in the room when you heard stories and they talked about their journeys. It was just so rewarding. It was a beautiful night. A huge, massive thank you to Anne-Marie Gilbert. She's such a true magician behind the scenes of this amazing program. Over the past month, I'd had the privilege of attending the Student of the Month celebrations at both Hammersholt and Churchill Junior High Schools. It was inspiring to witness firsthand the remarkable achievements of our students. Their commitment to excellence and leadership makes them outstanding role models within our school community. A special note of appreciation to the administration teams at both schools for their hard work in organizing such a spectacular and memorable celebration. While at Hammersholt, I had a chance to see the 5th grade science classes bring their forces and motion unit to life by launching rockets. Is it gonna go up? Yay! There was so much energy in the air as students counted down and cheered each other on. It was a fantastic, safe, Joe, and fun way to see scientific theory put into practice. And then I went to this week actually, I dropped by the mindfulness movement and stress management class at Churchill because I needed to manage my own stress, which culminated in an impressive mindfulness fair held in the media center. Students eagerly shared their knowledge and hosted interactive games centered around grounding, creativity, strength, compassion, communication, awareness, and insight, the essential building blocks of a healthy, happy life. And I got to check in with myself and my crown. It means something, some energy, grounding. I felt relaxed for all of 1 minute. This morning, while I was visiting Lawrenceburg, I could not resist. I got to see our ELA students get ready for their moving up ceremony. We had that today. I know there was one at Memorial because I couldn't find parking and I had to turn around and go back to central office. Yeah, I wanted to see them. They're just adorable. All 10 Early Learning Academy preschool classes proudly participated in their moving up ceremonies over the past 2 weeks. Students delighted families and guests with performances, featuring songs and dances and classroom celebrations that showcased their growth and accomplishment throughout the year. As part of the festivities, each student received a graduation East Brunswick teddy bear, as you can see over there on the right? It's so cute. It's specially dressed up. I don't know if you can see it. In a cap and gown, providing a memorable keepsake to commemorate their preschool experience and transition to the next stage of their educational journey. At Memorial Elementary School, staff organized and hosted Memorial's 3rd annual book swap event. I really liked this event. Students donated over 2,000 gently used or new books for this event, ranging from young children's board books, chapter books, graphic novels, and picture books. All 477 students were able to choose 3 books to keep and read over the summer. The day was so exciting as students recognized their favorite titles, characters, and authors. Thank you to the PTA for donating beautiful bookmarks to the students. The celebration ended with all students designing their own summer reading bingo board for different ways they would enjoy these new books. At Irwin and Frost Elementary Schools, each grade level gets to visit the grade they will be entering in September 2026 to learn about expectations and academics. As a special highlight, the 4th grade students returned to their former kindergarten classrooms, creating a full circle moment filled with excitement and reflection. The students truly enjoyed the experience and had a fantastic time. In sports, I mentioned this June 4th, but I think it bears saying again, we are NJSIAA Group 4 State Championship for boys tennis. We defeated Livingston 4-1. Congratulations to all our students and their coaches. And then I want to take a moment to recognize 2 outstanding staff members at Hammersholt Upper Elementary School, Assistant Principal Thomas Husar and School Security Officer Eric Garner. On 2 separate occasions over the past few weeks, both individuals responded instantly to assist a choking student with a Heimlich maneuver. Thanks to their, yes. Thanks to their swift and decisive actions, both emergencies were safely resolved. We extend our deepest gratitude to Mr. Husar and Officer Gardner for their exceptional vigilance and dedication to our student safety. I just happened to be in one of the places there when one happened, but these are little acts that just go unnoticed. If I wasn't there, I wouldn't even have known. But our staff do go above and beyond every single day. They do little acts of kindness, and they're courageous, and they step up. And they're often at the forefront of people who are upset at them, and it gets just clouded. It just clouds all the magnificent things that they do without being recognized and not even asking for it. You can tell how uncomfortable they are. They don't want to be here, but I thought it was absolutely important. So if you can come up here, Mr. Husar and Eric Gardner. Just a few reminders. Tomorrow, Friday, June 19th, is a non-school day for students and 10-month staff. Administrative offices will be open. Monday, June 22nd, and Tuesday, June 23rd, the high school in Churchill will have a single session day for all students. Wednesday, June 24th, and Thursday, June 25th, will be single session days for all students. Thursday, June 25th, is the last day of school for all students and graduation for the class of 2026. I would like to wish our entire community a safe, restful, and enjoyable summer. We look forward to welcoming everyone back when school resumes on Wednesday, September 2nd. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Mammon. I just want to add to that Eric is always greeting everybody with a smile when we walk through that building, so thank you, no matter how chaotic things are. And Mr. Husar, I don't know if you know this, yes, but Jamie, he was both mine and Jamie's 11th grade U.S. history teacher and spoke to us extensively about civic duty, and here we are, Jamie. You did it.
Full circle.
Yeah, we took that a little too seriously, right? Okay. All right, so we are moving on to for the good of the cause for the public. The Board of Education recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express themselves on school matters of community interest. To protect the privacy of all students and staff, concerns regarding individual student and staff members should generally be addressed by first meeting with the appropriate administrative staff. Public participation shall be permitted only as indicated on the order of business in Board Bylaw Number 0164 and shall be governed by the rules outlined in the agenda. Anyone wishing to address the board, please announce your name, place of residence, and your group affiliation. You will have 3 minutes. If there's anyone wishing to address the board at this time, please go to the podium. Hi, are you a student?
Yeah.
So just your name and school.
Good evening. My name is Rohan, and I go here to East Brunswick High School. Good evening, Dr. Maman, administrators, members of the Board of Education, and community members. My name is Rohan Kudetti, a junior at East Brunswick High School. On behalf of the East Brunswick Sustainability Task Force, I'm happy to return tonight to share the incredible success of our recent District Earth Month Challenge. From April 13th to April 22nd, Ms. Holzman and I turned environmental education into an interactive competition for kids in all elementary schools in the district and Hammersholt. We designed and distributed Earth Month Challenge bingo boards to each elementary school classroom and Hammersholt classroom across the district, an idea that actually inspired me from the East Brunswick Public Library Reading Summer Challenge. Our goal was simply to help future generations understand how important it is to take care of the environment while also having fun. Students brought the challenge home, involving the parents and family in sustainable and nature-appreciating activities, like how the class had to come up with at least 10 activities that they can continue to do even after Earth Day, and picking up at least 5 pieces of trash locally, and 22 more similar challenges. We were flooded with photo submissions of students completing these challenges and having tons of fun. Here are some final statistics and shout-outs. 32 different classes competed and completed a total of 434 environmental challenges. Bound Monroe was our top participating school, with 9 classes competing and completing over 105 challenges. A few classes at other schools even went above and beyond, completing all 24 squares on the bingo board. Collectively, our students and teachers saved over 120 markers and pens from ending up in a landfill, cleaned up their neighborhoods by picking up over 60 pieces of trash, donated more than 15 toys to the local free cycling event, keeping them in circulation and out of the garbage, and last but not least, packed over 100 school lunches completely free of single-use packaging. This challenge proved that our students don't just care about the future of our planet, they're ready to do the work to protect it. A week and a half of bingo didn't just change habits for a few days, but it sparked vital conversations between classmates, friends, teachers, parents, and I am confident that will leave a lasting impression on our community where they can continue to practice sustainability. Thank you to all the principals, teachers, parents, and most importantly, the students who brought this challenge to life. Also, a special thanks to Mr. Gugliata for facilitating the communication between us and the elementary schools. Thank you for your time tonight and your continued support of green initiatives in our schools.
Thank you. Come back. I have a question for you. You don't get to go.
Sorry.
Thank you for doing that. Based on your experience, what more can we be doing? What kind of goal can we set for ourselves next year to maybe do better, not just in terms of a challenge, but to challenge ourselves as a whole district that we can support?
I think specifically regarding this challenge, I think across the district, although this is our first time, only 34 classes participated, but I think a lot more classes are actually in the district, and it would be nice to make sure a lot more people participate. And it would be nice to further this expansion into Churchill and East Brunswick High School if possible.
Okay.
Because I think it's important that, like, I know it's important for the younger generation, but it's also important for the current generations to understand the importance of caring for the environment.
That's good. So will you be leading this initiative next year?
Yeah.
If you let me know when this is, I promise we can double those numbers of
Thank you.
classrooms, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there anybody else wishing to address the board this evening? Going once, going twice. Okay, public comment is now closed. All right. I need a motion for Board of Education, items 1 through 5.
Move.
Wilbur and Jamie. Jamie and Wilbur? Jamie and Wilbur. Okay, discussion?
Just really fast, for item number 4, the resolution urging relief from rising public school employee healthcare costs.
You mean 5?
Oh, am I on the wrong agenda here?
She might be looking at the updated one.
Oh,
No, you're probably right, but we have the old one.
oh, it's number 4. Did I say 5?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
No,
dyslexic to me.
the old one, number 4 is not that. The
Oh,
new- yeah.
okay, the new one.
Oh,
Am I on?
You're right.
You're right, Jamie, you are right. It's
Oh,
4.
okay,
It's
sorry.
4. It's 4.
Sorry, guys. I really appreciate that we are calling attention to this. A 30% increase in something that's a basic human dignity, in my opinion, is just ridiculous. So having solidarity with other public schools, other districts, speaking to Trenton and creating advocacy groups, also making this statement are important steps. I also urge anyone who sees this meeting to contact their local legislators and let them know that the rising healthcare costs in education are unacceptable. Trenton needs to do better. Thank you.
Thank you. Antoinette, did you? Did you want to say something?
I was going to reiterate what she said, so I'll just say ditto.
Okay, all right. Yeah, and just so the public is aware, at the Middlesex School Board's meeting on May 20th, we were actually the first county to pass this resolution, and we were told that we were this was the first resolution of any kind like this to be approved. So it's historical in the making, which speaks to what Jamie just said. Okay, any other discussion on items 1 through 4? Okay, so this is a roll call vote.
Anna Braun,
Yes.
Antonetta Bola,
Yes.
Jamie Falco,
Yes.
Louis Figueroa,
Yes.
Lori Herrick,
Yes.
Lee Woo Hung,
Yes.
Wilbur Pan. Yes. Mary Ann Tanios.
Yes, motion carries. All right, business and support, motion for business and support operations, items 1 through 48.
Move.
Second.
Wilbur and Jamie. Discussion.
Joe,
You guys know how
you can't, yet now you have to look for me. Usually I have you face to face. Are we going to discuss them item, line by line, or do you want me to just tell you all of my questions right now?
So if there's going to be discussion, let's go, so we'll do it like this. Any discussion on item 1?
Yes.
So Antoinette, go ahead.
Okay. Can you please explain what are fatal deficits?
So we have to follow public law when certain items are over the bid threshold. Some items you don't have to do a bid, like instructional supplies. But in this case, the demolition of the building at Cranberry Road, the old maintenance facility. So there's certain requirements that the bidder must submit. Insurance, surety bonds, their subcontractors. So if there's something missing, sometimes it's fatal, sometimes it can be resolved. So there was something that was required that couldn't be resolved that was missing, and then it's deemed fatal, so we cannot award to them.
Thank you.
Anyone else on item 1? 2? 3? Antoinette.
Sorry, Joe. So I really appreciate that there's such a low markup for this specific agenda item, and it really allows our students to have access to such really high-quality food. My kids actually never started eating school lunch until they got to Hammersholt, and they still, to this day, do not bring a lunch from home anymore, because it's really good. They like the variety. A question that I keep getting asked from the community is now, if you have a food allergy, you can reach out to the nutritional department and have that food allergy as a red flag on your student's ID card. They want to know, there might be some items that they're not allergic to, but they just don't want their elementary and upper elementary students to have access to, specifically food dye. I know Hammersholt has the red slushies available there, and there's other items that might have red dye in it, like Doritos or something. So is that possible? Because I didn't know that answer, so I would like to be able to share that with them.
So you are correct. The food service works with our nurses to make sure all allergies are put in. When you get to the POS system, when the student gets there, it's warned, whatever the allergy is. We do have the ability to restrict certain things. I will follow up and see if we can go with a dye type deal.
Well, you could just put food dye, maybe.
Right, yeah. It's usually all snacks or, but I'll ask and I'll find out, see, what the capabilities are, how far we can go.
Okay. 4? 5? Antoinette?
I should just keep this mic on. I looked through this entire, the pamphlet that you gave us, and I was wondering, why does Hacktiva have the highest cost for the contract amounts for transportation compared to all the other charter schools and our schools?
Right, so some of the factors could be the length of the route. And I don't know off the top of my head, but these are factors that contribute to the cost of routes. If there's 52 kids on the bus and we're starting at one end of town and you're going numerous miles to pick everybody up, so that's going to lead to cost. You also have to remember that most of our schools, except for the upper schools, are neighborhood schools. So if they're, the boundaries are relatively close to the school, where Hatikva is more town-wide.
6? 7? 8, 9, 10?
I have a question.
Okay, so Wilbur and then Antoinette.
So I think I remember this from last year, but the contract that we have with the architect is for the sort of usual design things that we have to do in terms of running the school district, and this is separate from whatever architects are doing work for in terms of, say, a new high school, correct?
So, yes, we use Perrette Somgen Architects as our main architect. If we go down the route of building a new high school, we could change architects for that specific project.
Yeah.
But they're the default architect.
Yeah, and if I and just want to make sure I did remember this correctly. So if we wanted to embark on a project, say, replace the curtain in this room with an actual wall, these are the folks that we would use for
Yes.
something like that.
Yes.
But if we were to, again, throw up a new building, then we would look for, okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
just
just wanna
so,
make-
complete disclosure, there has been work done by Perrette on the new high school.
Right.
Preliminary plans, design, not the full plans, because there's a lot of decisions to be made. So that would be something that the board would have to take into consideration, what could be transferred to a new architect if you went
Right.
that route. But you are not married, per se, to this architect to do a specific project.
Okay, great, thanks.
Antoinette.
So that was my question, so thank you, Wilbur. The question regarding to contracts, I know that you don't have to put these out to bid, right? These are different circumstances. You
Correct.
get to compare them to other districts and see if there's within the cost range. How many companies do you guys consider for each category, or what are your qualifications? And if it doesn't have to require does it have to be the lowest bid also? No, right, so what's your qualifications for choosing?
Professionals that must have a license issued by the state are not subject to a bid, right? So if we go out to bid, you have to take the low, as long as they meet the qualifications. For a professional, we have different options. We can go out for an RFP, request for proposal. It requires 21 days of advertising before we opening, and there's a predetermined criteria that's comprised of professional experience, capacity, the size of the firm, the history, a number of things, and then cost is also built in. Under the law, we could just issue a contract to a professional, but the accountability regulations state that we have to go through a due diligent process to make sure that the costs are reasonable. So we do a request for quote, which is more informal. We send it directly. It doesn't have to be advertised. We pick professionals that are in that world. There's firms out there that deal with school districts. So the auditor, you're not going to go to a tax accountant for a school district audit, right? So there's only so many of those firms. So we send that out. Not everybody replies. And then we see what the cost proposals are. And then we compare it to the county. All the school districts in the county, the school business administrators, we do a survey every year. We put our information in, so we determine reasonableness. Based off of size, like our audit is going to be more expensive than Spotswood, because we're larger. And we evaluate the criteria, like the qualifications, and also, our current professionals. Are they performing? Is there a need? Is there a request to go out? So it's a detailed process that we go through.
All right.
11.
I have something for 11. Sure. I just want to affirm, I know there's been questions about the auditor, why we use the same group each year. It's my understanding they are the best. And when districts are in trouble, this is the group that usually is contacted because they're very good at what they do. And then my last question, just to affirm again, we do not have the same individual each year within this firm audit. They cycle individuals so that we get fresh perspectives?
Correct.
Thank you.
The partner assigned might be the same partner, but the people, the senior auditor on site, they change. It's usually every 3 years or so. You don't want somebody new every year because then they don't know the district, not know like, oh, that's okay. No, it's understand the district in the, what we are, the demographics of the district, what we do. But then you also don't want the same person doing it for 10 years, right? Because they, you go, oh, I know this. They do a great job here. So it's finding that balance of changing it every so many years. And they have done that over their tenure.
Thanks. Anybody else on that? Okay, 12?
Yes.
Hannah.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm for number 12, board attorney, this was a 2-year contract, is that correct? That it was approved last year?
Yeah, so the RFP, we did an RFP last year, and the board approved it, and then we have the ability to renew annually for up to 3 years, I believe, off of that RFP. So
Okay.
because we did a formal, full RFP, we base it off of that. If we're past that time period of renewing, we can go back to, the process I just talked about. And we did. We also, not that we don't trust our board attorney, but we do our due diligence to make sure that the rates are still reasonable based off of the county in industry standard.
Right, because I remember last year, we were presented with different choices,
Yes.
different prices and
Right.
everything else. So that's why I just wanted to confirm.
Yes.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Jane.
I just had one quick thing. You guys know I like to read case law and weird things. What I always appreciate when I see that there's a legal document and I see this firm's name, because the work, when you read through what they're citing, it's really good work. So I'm pleased to work with strong professionals who are very active in educational law.
Thanks, Jamie. Anybody else on this item? Okay. 13. Okay, I actually have a question on 13. Joe, can you explain why this goes to different council from our council?
So, and Matt, feel free to jump in.
I could.
Yeah, bond counsel, you want somebody who deals with bonds, who is in the market and understands the timing of issuance and the limitations, so, which is very much
There's only
different.
2 or 3 firms in the state that do bonding work. Valence has got the biggest practice for educational bonds. You also have a couple other ones that do municipal and education. It's a very specialized kind of niche area, and the reason that there's very few people that do it is the malpractice, people are resistant, you have to do bonding, because if you get it wrong, it could be literally hundreds of millions of dollars. So, and general counsel cannot be your bond counsel, because the general counsel has to write a legal opinion for every bond that you issue, that there is no material challenge to the bond going out, and that everything has been done appropriately. So you always need to have separate counsel for issuing bonds.
Thank you.
But they are the top bond firm.
Yeah,
in the
so
state.
I actually asked Matt if I had to abstain. I knew the answer, but I wanted the public to know. But I asked Matt if I had to abstain because I actually did my law internship there. And my professor was one of the partners in the firm, so I know that they
Right.
specialize in this. Anybody else on 13? Okay, 14? Antoinette?
Shocker. I actually had reached out to Joe to get several questions answered, so there would be data provided for us tonight, so he wouldn't have to get back to me. So he was able to provide that. But my question, should I ask you them so that you can?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So for this agenda item, we're purchasing 300 laser tops to replace aging teacher devices, and we're purchasing 700 laptops for our
Seventh graders.
yeah, thank you. Seventh grade, I'm sorry. Because I highlighted things so I wouldn't skip it, but I'm still skipping it. For the seventh grade students. So my question to you, Joe, was, since this, you said that this falls under the, hold on, the enterprise fund, right?
So the device coverage which is a later
Oh,
agenda
okay,
item,
okay, so then my
is
other-
an
okay, so then
enterprise.
let me go back
This
to my
is just
question
the
here.
purchase of the computers.
So these are my questions about this, so I'll save that for question 40. What criteria is being used to determine replacing 300 teacher devices? Are they all not working, or, I know that you said to me in the email that you're doing it by a cycle, but are we determining that they can get like 1 more year squeezed out of it, 2 more years?
The ones our teachers right now, for the devices that we want to replace, are the ones that actually has a direct impact into their ability to do work in the classroom, because they are old, 6 years, I believe, and they've updated. Sometimes it takes forever to update and come on and be able to project what it is that they want to teach. So that's what we're doing. We're doing the oldest ones first, and the oldest ones, even there, we're doing the ones that we've logged have problems, right? To your point about if it can go extra, can we do that? We are. The 300, we probably need more than 300, but that's what we can do now and put it in a cycle. So the ones that have the biggest issues are the ones we're going to replace, and then next year, we'll kind of cycle it out that way.
What do you do with the ones that you're swapping out?
Slavic.
I think I can
Okay,
answer.
you
So
answer that.
we don't dispose of them, we keep them, and we take parts off of them to repair other devices. I'm kind of sad that the student left, because I think that's a great use of recycling and reusing.
He would like that one?
So we take as much off of those old devices and, do repairs, and try to limit what goes into the landfill with those.
Wilbur.
Yeah,
And then Lee will, yeah.
Just a quick question to follow up. Those 6 years that you quote, is that typical for our life cycle for?
Right.
I
I think
have
we
no
would
idea.
prefer more 4 years.
Yes.
Yeah,
Four,
so
yeah.
we're extending,
By 2.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my brother actually, works in the tech field, and my understanding from him is that the typical lifespan for this type of device is actually on the order of 3, because they want people to upgrade, of course. So it looks like we're going above that routinely. Thanks.
Lee will.
Yes. So my question is, for the old laptops, for those CPU or the memory chips, are you going to centralize to destroy for this data security, or you just dump?
No, they're destroyed.
For the old data.
Lee will turn on your mic.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
So for those old laptops, for this CPU or memory chips, are we going to centralize to destroy it, or how can we handle it? Because it contains sensitive students' data.
So when laptops are recollected, and if they're reissued or whatever, the IT department cleans them, clear, like they reset them to factory standards, and wipes out everything. And we do that for our copiers and, everything, so that sensitive data will not go to the next user. And it is, if it's a small amount coming in, at the school, the technician at the school handles it. If it's a large amount, they might have multiple people over the summer working on that project at a more centralized location.
Thank you.
Antoinette.
I just have a follow-up question. I wasn't finished, but it's okay. One of the questions I asked was the cost of the laptops last year for this year, because you had stated that the increase was there. Now, the laptops that these 7th graders are going to receive are touchscreen, correct? And they have the stylus. So
No.
what you state, no?
No stylus.
They have the touch screen, but no stylus.
Right. So can you explain why the laptop needs to have a touchscreen for 7th grade?
It really doesn't, because we're moving towards more paper and pencil, and we will.
Okay.
This just happened that because we were late, if we had ordered what we thought we needed to, it wouldn't come in until, November or something. But we just happened to find out that some company had stuck and was ready to have it be here for September. So we jumped on it.
Okay.
And so It just happened to be the touchscreen, but it doesn't mean, in fact, we're not using touchscreen. That's why we didn't.
So you're getting them, but they're not going to utilize the touchscreen option?
No, that we didn't buy the stylus because that's typically additional. And
they lose them a lot.
And they use them a lot.
They
I know.
lose.
Okay,
They
yes.
lose them. They're
Okay,
expensive
they
for
use them a
parents
lot.
to buy.
Yes, they lose them. But also, this summer, I already met with the academics department, and it is to work on our curriculum to make that move to more paper pencil. And the teacher's actually excited about it.
Me too.
Paper pencil. So it's touchscreen because that's what was available, not because we wanted to.
No, the only reason why is because I see
price
here
difference.
that Joe mentioned that the cost is going to increase, that the distributor told you it will increase next year. I just didn't want the incoming seventh graders for next year to say, well, why didn't I get a touchscreen laptop when they're $500 and we can't afford that? Thank you.
And that's actually part of a whole national movement, right? The pixels to pencils.
Yes, it is part of a national movement. But we see it here. There is a need to just kind of slow some things down and slow their thinking, not slow their thinking, but really get them to understand basics and really not be distracted by that. And just the motion, I'm sure all you doctors here know what that, the motor skills and what that does in terms of understanding and the brain and the learning. That's part of what we're doing. We recognize that, and 7th grade is a good place to start so that 7th they get used to it, 8th, and we just kind of move along that way.
And many of our teachers are already
Implementing it?
in the classroom.
No, I think it's important, and I'll speak as a mom for a minute. My daughter and my son, when they heard that this was on this agenda, and I was going to have these comments like, no, don't take away the laptops, then we have to write. My hand hurts when I write. That means they haven't been writing so much that those muscles, that muscle memory is gone for them already. That's unfortunate. So I really want us to steer away from device time, so I hope the policy committee will address that at some point. But anyway, that's why I have so many questions about these specific items, and I'm glad that you guys are already addressing it, because I think that they do not need to be on the screens that often.
Jamie?
Yeah, just to follow up with that, I agree. I think, and I appreciate this administration's commitment to a hybrid learning environment, recognizing what the future holds for students, what technology is going to be required to be successful in different types of industries, but also understanding the fundamentals of learning, how children learn, what it means to the different areas of the brain when you write versus type. So thank you so much for that.
Anybody else on 14? All right, 15. 16. 17. Antoinette.
Only because I have no idea, but can you give examples of what this company actually does? I don't know what they do.
Environmental Design, Inc. is our environmental consultant, so if we get a report of a moldy smell, or something that might, we don't know what it is, we call them in and they do the testing. Perfect example, at the Cranberry location where we're doing the demolition, there was a underground storage tank that was found that we didn't know about. So they had to come in and test the soil and make sure nothing was contaminated. So we call them on an as-needed basis, and they also prepare some of the environmental reports in training that we have to do annually.
Anyone else? Okay. 18. 19. Antoinette.
Guys, why is it only me? Okay. Is this the first year that we use this company, and how are they providing financial advice?
So, no, we've used them a number of years. They will be used more if we do issue bonds. They will help us invest it correctly, because when you issue bonds, we're going to receive that money once we issue, but then not start paying down on the contract for a while, because based off of the last board meeting, you saw the timelines. So we want to maximize the interest that we receive but there's limitations on what we can invest in. So they will help us through that. There's also certain financial reporting that we are required to submit, so they assist us annually in filing the report with the governmental agencies. And it's on a as-needed basis, so there's no fee unless we use them. All right, so just because we're appointing them doesn't mean we're obligated to pay them anything. It's based off of actual usage.
All right, 20, 21, 22. Wilbur.
So for the school physician, I see that the cost schedule here is for being chief medical officer, athletic physical reviews, physical exams for students without a medical home, and being on call for football games. Are there any other things that this position does that are not in this cost list?
I would like to say no, but I do, every once in a while, something will come up for a student that needs special attention, whether they're displaced and they need something. So because they're our school physician, we will refer them there.
Okay.
A second opinion every month.
Yes.
It's actually mandated to have a school physician, and it becomes very, very helpful, especially when you're engaging with employees in the interactive process to see if they can perform the essential functions. They have a medical note from their doctor. None of us are well, Wilbur's a doctor, but you need somebody who understands and can decipher what it is, and is it reasonable, is it not reasonable, and it helps you avoid a lot of liability when you're engaging in that process. Also, with children as well.
Yeah. So that actually leads to my other question about this. So our school physician is in emergency medicine. Would it be better to have someone with pediatrics experience in this position?
Are you trying to apply, Wilbur?
But
So
I have enough to do.
The history is nobody wants to do it. It's very difficult to find. We had a doctor that was a local resident, East Brunswick grad, and he charged like nothing. And he was great. And he was more of a pediatric doctor. He aged out. I think he retired. The new practice didn't want anything to do with it. We found another person, and after a couple of years, it was like, it's just not, you see the amount that we pay, it's not very lucrative to them for the amount of time. So I think it's important having somebody local so we can have our students that might need to go there. So the options are limited. So we did try to find somebody more in the pediatric area, but with no luck.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Anybody else? Okay. 23. 24. 25. 26. I feel like we're at an auction. 27. 28. 29. 30. 31. 32. 33. Antoinette.
Sold. Okay, Joe, this one's for you. So can you explain the 19.8 million in the deferred revenue in Fund 20 and how much is expected to be recognized before the end of the year? And of the 30 million budgeted in special revenue, how much represents grants that have not been spent versus grants that have not been used? And do we expect any lapse or have to return them?
One at a time. I don't think he got all that. One at a time.
All right, so
He got it, he knows.
special
This is his
revenue,
language.
Fund 20, special revenue,
Right.
the accounting is very much different. So we are awarded grants, whether it's federal, state, in our shared service funding through the township that we have, where we do our projects, is also
In there,
accounted in there.
okay.
So the accounting of it is, we can only recognize what we spend.
Okay.
So whatever the difference is, what we received or the federal government committed to give us, we put that as the budget, but we, can't recognize it.
Right.
So each grant is different. I can't tell you, like, if you said, okay, this line,
Right.
you know, you
would kick me out.
the Title I, you know, we were awarded $700,000. We spent 500. What's the plan for the last 200? We could talk about that, but
Okay.
overall,
Okay.
that's a lot to, we can have a different,
Okay, we'll do it
one-on-one,
off-site,
but we'll be
off-site.
here until like 2 a.m. And I will have to ask Tara to come up and assist me because, you know,
But see, he
we
knew
all
what
know
I was-
she's the brains
He
behind
understood
it.
my
Yeah,
language. He
yeah,
understood.
yeah.
Thank you.
Anything else? Anyone else on 33? Okay, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Antoinette.
This one I feel very passionately about. And for those who are listening and don't know what 38 is, this is the Technology Device Coverage Plan, and it plans to increase the device coverage from $50 to $75 for the new school year. My problem here is that we've already put a 16% tax increase on them. We've increased sports, we've increased clubs, food is expensive, mortgages are getting, interest rates are high. There are so many expenses our families are having to place the burden on their shoulders. This additional, I know it might only seem like $25 because, you know, I'm sure you're going to tell me the parts are more expensive now and, you know, you got older ones that you're not replacing. I get it. But at the same time, one of the questions I asked you was, and let me go to I asked you what the revenue was from for device coverage for 2025 and 2026, and you provided that for me. For 2025, the device coverage repairs and coverage and repairs was $163,492. The expenses were $124,598. So the surplus there was only $38,894, and that's a low number because, like I discussed with Marianne earlier, that doesn't really cover a lot of devices if you really need to start. If all of a sudden these kids start throwing these laptops everywhere, you have a problem, right? So I understand it if it was that year. But then I look at the following year, the 2026 numbers, and the device coverage and repairs was $163,544, and then the expenses were only $69,641, which left a surplus of $93,903. Now, you had stated to me that this comes out of the enterprise fund and not, so you need to make sure that there's money in there because it needs to be self-sustainable. I want to know what other things did the enterprise fund cover and how much is in the fund right now? Do you have those numbers?
Right. So, a couple things if I could address first. The device coverage is a self-insured insurance plan, right? So we ended the FY25 year with $100,000 in there. And that might seem like a lot, but we have to ensure that, you know, if the revenue is down, repairs are up, that it can self-sustain, right? So one of the factors in, you know, how we determined the recommendation of a 50% increase was based off of the device coverages in the parts. And for the current year, a Chromebook was $217. Next year, it's $334. The laptop with a stylus, $331 for the current year, $530 next year.
Right, but you're not
So-
buying that next year, right?
But we still have to do replacements for, you know, if an 11th grader has that computer, and the curriculum is still based off of using the stylus, as we transition, they're gonna need that, right? The new laptops that we talked about, it's the first year that we're buying them, so our understanding is, once that supply goes up, you know, or is gone, those prices will reflect a higher amount. So that was, you know, when we look at all the increases, those costs are increasing by 53%. So we went to 50% because we want a round number. We don't want to charge $75.62. So that was the basis and the rationale. The thing to note about this current year that you referenced, you know, $163,000 taken in, the insurance is purchased at the beginning of the year. Unless you're a new student, then you have 2 weeks. So the revenue is brought in the beginning, expenses are throughout the year. We tend to see more expenses at the end of the year as students turn in their devices, and they're going from a Chromebook to a laptop or whatever the case may be. We see more repairs that we have to take care of. So the year's not over yet, so I don't know where we're going to shake out on that. So currently, in the April financials are in the packet, so it's about I would say $80,000, roughly in there, if you don't mind.
Okay, it's fine.
Giving you an approximate, so I don't have to
It's
pull out
okay.
the paper.
That's okay. I'm not
But
gonna
I
hold
do
you to
expect
it.
that to decrease.
As the damaged one comes in.
And just as a point of reference, before COVID, we didn't have this, but we had community programs and facilities rental. And we made sure community programs, we had $1.5 million in retained earnings, right? And that's a lot of money. We make a significant amount of money off that. If we didn't have that, we would not have been able to come out of COVID because the law required us to continue to pay our employees, and we had no revenue coming in. So as the school business administrator and an accountant at heart, I guess, being conservative, I'm always gonna, be on the conservative piece to be like, okay, we don't want to short ourselves in those types of funds because once they're gone, they're gone. And if we run out of money, we get in trouble if the general fund has to supplement it. And then to bring it back is going to be even more of a cost impact to families. So I understand that, costs are going up. I think we all feel that. And this is another fee that we're passing on.
The costs are going up for the first time this September for a lot of people in this community. Right.
That's what I'm saying.
And we already did that to
agreeing
them.
with
We
you.
did it to them last time.
So
Last month.
it's taking, and this is probably not a popular statement, but taking, in the position I sit in, I cannot take the personal and how I feel, but the financial, the professional recommendation. So, the board will have to decide, but my professional recommendation is to increase the cost to, deal with the increased cost that the district is going to incur on these devices and parts.
I don't know, Joe.
I don't know,
I'm thinking about, we did the family cap with the sports. I don't see a family cap here. I know a lot of people who have 4 or 5 kids in this district. Getting hit on the first 2 weeks with a $300 bill on top of the sports, on top of the clubs, that's a lot of money that we're asking people to put out in the first couple of weeks. You have a deadline when you're signing up for the device coverage. If you don't get that device coverage before the deadline and your kid decides to throw the laptop down the stairs the next day, you got a problem. You have don't do that because you actually won't be covered for that. But if your child happens to slip in the hallway and the laptop breaks and you need a whole new laptop and you don't have coverage, you have to replace the whole laptop. And if people can't afford that, I know that in this there is stated that the free and reduced will get a discounted rate. Is that correct?
Yes, it'll
But
follow the same
right.
amounts that were.
But we
approved
have
previously.
families who don't fall in those categories who cannot handle an additional financial burden. I understand you're the business administrator and you're looking at the numbers and you need to make sure that if 700 laptops decide to break, that you can repair them. But based on the history of the repairs that you've had to have, I don't see it even breaking the 180. So for me, this is going to be, I don't know if there could be more discussion on it. I don't know if you could. I'm not going to be able to support this one. I don't know how everybody else feels about it. I feel like I'm the only one talking anyway, but that's how I feel about it.
Can we possibly get some more information, Joe, and just some more numbers, maybe make a motion to table this at this point?
This will hold my operations back. So I don't know.
What happens if we leave it at the $50 that it is right now?
The risk is, and I don't have a crystal ball on what the repairs are, but the risk is not having enough in that self-insured fund for device coverage to cover the actual costs.
So if we need that increase to cover the ones that are for stylists for the high school children, why are we charging the elementary school parents and the Hammersholt parents and not the 7th grade, and including the new 7th graders for coverage that their laptops aren't going to cost that much to repair?
It is optional. So,
No, I know it's optional, but
the model.
it's not really
that it's based
optional when
off
you're
of.
looking at
So,
the numbers of the repair costs.
I don't know if the history of this will help. When we first did it the first year, we actually used a company.
Right.
And you could
It was
buy the
$35
insurance
back
through
then,
a
yeah.
company. It was $35. And we found that, okay, they're getting, and based off of the repairs, because the repairs were still flowing through IT, so we were tracking it. And it was like, okay, that's not the most cost-effective way. We'll do it in-house. It is an insurance program. It's just like, if you buy a new car, your insurance premium is going to go up. I don't know if that's a good analogy or not, but that's kind of how I look. It's insurance. It is optional. You're really happy when you buy it. If something goes wrong, if nothing goes wrong, you're kind of kicking yourself saying, I wish I didn't buy that premium insurance, and not saying this is premium insurance.
Well, Joe, and again, I understand why you would use that. That's a good example. However, even with insurance such as that, there's sometimes family insurance for the bulk of your car. So I think what Antoinette is saying does, hold value in terms of the number of kids or the number of insurance policies maybe. And that's what I think I'm looking at, is how many of those, if I have 5 kids, that's a lot of money. Or if I have 4 kids even, that is a lot of money to be putting out at the beginning of the year. I wonder if there could be a cap on that insurance piece. I'm not sure.
I'm just thinking, you have 5 kids, that's $400 in the first 2 weeks of school.
Well, you know how, at least for sports, how many families have multiple kids. Can you use that as an analogy?
No, because this is including elementary school. We didn't run elementary
I
school.
know, but just to give us an idea of what
Right.
it is, at least at the secondary level, and this is only sports, not everybody plays sports, but.
Well,
they-
that's the other thing. The sports fees went up. If you can't afford it, you don't play the sport. This is a different situation because we're not giving the option for them to not learn on the laptop.
No, but the insurance is optional.
Right,
Yeah.
but most families are going to be forced to pay, regardless, they're gonna have to budget an additional $25 now on top of their first quarter. That's gonna be the first quarter that we pay those taxes, right? Am I right? September?
September, yeah.
September would be the first. Yeah.
So you're getting hit with that all at one time. I'm just saying, I just find that I know it's only $25, but it's another $25 per kid. That's
Right, and I think that's the point. You mentioned before, 4 kids, that's an additional, $100.
$300. No, it's
Well,
Can
just
you
for
put a cap
on
on
top
it?
of that,
You got
the
4 kids.
I have to run the
$25.
numbers. Like, I
It's
don't know
25
the,
per extra kid.
When
so-
do you need to know by? When do you need to?
she's probably like tonight.
Yeah, well,
Our next meeting is what, July 23rd?
July 23rd.
if
What
there's-
happens if you leave it at 50? Like, that's,
yeah. Well,
like, if you leave it at 50, you run it, but how much of a risk? What's the risk?
Can you
I can't
create
give you
2
a
tiers?
percentage.
This is actually a good question that I'm going to ask you. Can you create 2 tiers? $50 gets you this stuff. $75 gets you this stuff, and then you get to choose. Because if you're comparing it to car insurance, I can go all over. I can go to I don't know.
But we're not an
Geico.
insurance company, though.
Well, he compared it to car insurance, so I'm
But I
saying.
give
just
you a
don't have,
reference.
I do not have the staff. I just want to, just so you know, we are working on a very thin, personnel. I am not putting more for this. So if the board decides, whatever the board decides, we'll have to either live with the consequences and, whatever that is. But I am not putting in more work for my people on this. That is optional. I can't do that.
Tell me again, right now you have 183,000 in the enterprise fund.
Ish. She has
Approximately.
180-ish.
With the balance of the year, 2 months, and we do see a little bit of an uptick of repairs and replacements at the end of the year as students turn in devices. So my recommendation to the board, if you're not comfortable voting, is to table it. Allow us to go back and get additional data, because I think decisions should be based off of data, right?
Correct.
Right.
And I don't,
And I appreciated
Over
the
the
data
last
you
several
gave me.
months, there's
I
a lot of
appreciate it.
numbers that have been, so I don't want to like just start talking off the top of my head.
What else does the enterprise fund cover? I asked that, but I don't think I heard your answer.
So if you don't buy the insurance and there's a repair, it goes through the enterprise. Okay, so that's it.
So this is specifically for devices?
This enterprise is specific to device coverage, whether you buy the coverage, the insurance, or it's a repair due to damage and you do not have the insurance. And those fees are also in the device coverage
Right.
fees, it's split out
I
for
see
the
it.
common things. So let us gather some more information and provide it to you so we can have the conversation. But I would say by July, it has to be, we're pushing the envelope and it has to be done.
What information are you gathering, Joe?
So as far as, is there a multi-tier option or a family cap? We can run those numbers based off of, our system has it by family members, so we can look at.
So you'll be able to see.
Yeah,
if
just
there's-
like we did sports, but we just need a little bit of time to gather the data
Right.
and
Your sports
understand
is only
it.
2,000 kids. You're talking about 8,000 kids.
But not every,
Because not all
everybody
of
buys
the
it,
Churchill and high
Right.
school students play sports. You just
Right.
looked at the sports kids for those families.
Right.
Thank you. I don't know what's going to happen, but I appreciate you answering my questions.
I'm going to ask a question, but it's just for my own thoughts. What happens if a student, we don't have insurance on textbooks, and the textbooks come home in the beginning of the year? What happens if a student doesn't turn in that textbook, or it comes back like botched?
Yeah, they're charged.
They're charged for it?
Yeah, a book fine, whether it's a full replacement or a rebinding or whatever the damage is.
Okay, because we're mandating laptops laptops are the new textbooks, right, essentially? So we're mandating them, we're offering an insurance option. If we did have textbooks, this would happen without insurance?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay. Anybody else on this item? Okay.
Sorry, Joe, could you just reiterate what happens if the enterprise fund is not self-sufficient because of, decisions that we make on how much we're taking in and how much we have to spend?
Right. So if the enterprise fund goes into a deficit, the general fund would have to cover that. And then during the county review that happens annually, they would say, okay, you have a deficit. What are you doing to correct it? And if the answer is nothing, they say, okay, you can't have that anymore. Or here's your corrective action. You have to raise prices or reduce, whatever the scenario is. And then, we would have to take appropriate action.
Right, and in terms of the questions that would be asked in this scenario, would a reasonable question be, why didn't you anticipate this and raise prices at your June meeting?
Yeah, that could be a question, yeah. Okay. We've never gone through that where, we've been fortunate. I know these are plastic tables, I'll knock on my wood on my head, that we have not gone into a deficit with our enterprises. So.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at this from a slightly different perspective, because from what you've described, it sounds to me like if the enterprise fund for the device coverage is no longer self-sufficient, then an audit happens, right?
Well, it triggers a review. It's not necessarily an audit,
right,
but it's
okay.
more, when we get CUSAC'd,
Yeah.
when the county does their mid-year budget review, when we submit our financial statements at the end of the year, those are all things that they look for and that we have to answer.
Right, but either way, it's some sort of review that happens from outside folks, and then we would have to be able to answer the questions that we can anticipate. Because I know that when, just in my work life, if I'm preparing for something that could be inspected, I think of questions that can be asked and figure out how I'm going to answer those if those questions are asked to me. So I think if, whatever decision that we make here, that has to be taken into account as well. And again, just, speaking from experience and kind of projecting onto this scenario, I think a very valid question is, why didn't you anticipate this, knowing that the price of technology is going up?
Antoinette?
Is it safe to say that for this type of a fund, you should have 10% of the money in your savings? 10% of what the cost would be to repair?
In this case, because considering the cost of devices, how many devices we issue,
Right.
I don't think 10% is
Is
a
enough?
valid
So then what would the
amount.
percentage be that you think? 15, 20, 35?
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to say 100%, but be realistic.
I don't know a percentage. I mean, honestly, I don't know off the top of my head what that, dollar amount is, especially when the market is volatile. To see 53% increases on devices is really, something I haven't experienced. So we're going into the unknown, and that also triggers my conservative nature on what the reserve should be. So.
No, I understand your position there, but my position here is to represent the community, so we
yeah,
both
and-
have our roles.
Right. Yeah, and I hope anything I said doesn't come off where,
No,
I'm
but I'm
discounting
just
what
saying, and
your concern is.
I appreciate you answering my questions, because you could have just said, I'll get back to you, like has used to be done. But I just, I don't know, Joe. I don't have anything else to say if that's what you're waiting for.
Okay. All right. So are we tabling this item just so I
So,
note it, or?
I think if I could make a recommendation, if we go through all the questions, and then once the comment section is done, then, or discussion, then somebody could make a motion if they want to
Okay.
table it. This way, we don't, it kind of just allows us to go
Sure.
through.
Okay. 39. Wilbur.
I just wanted to extend a note of appreciation to the New Jersey Association of School Business Officials for the for this gift, and also just jumping ahead, also for the Warrensdorfer Elementary School PTA for the next item.
40. Liwu.
Yes. So I want to thank Warrensdorfer PTA. Additional to that, I want to thank all PTAs. So last week's high school award, PTAs give dozens of awards to our high school graduates. So they are doing everything to provide additional financial resources, additional to their job to be the bridge between the school and the community. So they deserve a special thank. I want to thank every PTA for the fabulous job you did, you are doing, and you will do.
Liwu. Anybody else? Okay, 41. 42. 43. 44. 45. 46. 47. And 48. Okay. Yeah, I'm like, all right. So, Antoinette, are you going to motion, or?
There is a motion and a second, isn't it, right?
Yeah, no, not yet.
No one did it
Discussion.
yet.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
for the
The
whole
whole thing,
finance,
yeah,
but not to table anything.
Yeah.
So the agenda item as listed would be a no for me, so you can decide what you want to do amongst, you don't need 9, you need 5. So I don't know how everybody else feels, because I feel like I'm the only one speaking.
Make the motion to table and someone seconds it, we will take a vote then to either table it, or if it's not tabled, then we will vote on it, and you can vote no.
Okay.
So do you want to table it?
Yeah, I'd like to table it. I'd like to make a motion to table it.
Okay, I'll
Very
second that.
professional here.
Just,
Number 38.
Because I think we could have a
Thank you.
little more information on that.
so motion to table. And it was Antoinette, and then Lou.
Yeah, and just to be clear, the motion to table is not that we're getting rid of the fee, it's that it will remain at 50 unless you present enough data that the board votes on
Right.
making it 75
Right.
instead.
So if the motion to table goes through, we'll come back the next meeting, it'll be on the agenda with any additional data that we can present, or any alternative recommendation that, we can come up with.
Okay. So we're voting on this motion as a roll call or a voice?
A motion on the table can be a voice call, right, Matt?
Yep.
Okay, so we had Antoinette and Lou second. All in favor?
To table.
Tabling? No? Okay. Opposed? Opposed to the tabling? Opposed to the
Opposed.
tabling? Abstentions? Okay, so we're not tabling, we're
0,
voting.
8, 0. Okay. So then we go back to the original motion of all the finance and
Yeah, so,
stuff.
so this is a roll call vote for items 1 through the,
48.
48. And, okay. Matt, just to be clear, you said I don't have to abstain on
You do
item
not have to
13.
abstain.
Okay, and for full transparency, I wasn't even aware that they were on this agenda until the agenda was presented to me, so. Okay, all right, so this is a roll call vote.
Anna Braun,
Yes.
Antoinette Evola.
Yes, except no for 38.
No for number 38. Thank you. Jamie Falco,
Yes.
Louis Figueroa,
Yes to all except number 38, no to 38.
Lori Herrick,
Yes.
Lee Woo Hung,
Yes.
Wilbur Pan. Yes. Mary Ann Tanios.
Yes. All right, we are on to curriculum and instruction, items 1 to 2.
Move.
Wilbur and Jamie, discussion. Antoinette.
I have a quick question because I wasn't here last year. Does this need to be voted in every year? Is this new? Or is this just like a standard, like the contract?
Annually. Annually, you have to vote. I mean, annually, we have to look at a mentoring plan. Is that what that is? And PD.
And then we upload it to.
Antoinette, do you want to explain to everyone what the item is?
Okay, sorry. For those of you who are watching and don't have the agenda in front of you, this is curriculum and instruction, and it's evaluation rubrics in accordance with NJAC 6A semicolon 10-22 as part of the process described in NJAC 6A 10.21C. The Board of Education will annually adopt practice rubrics as presented in the attachment, which is research-based, include indicators for levels of performance and effective, partially effective, effective, and highly effective, and approved by the Commissioner of Education. The reason why I ask if this was done before is I never saw this before, so.
Oh, it, by law, every year.
Okay. All right. Any other discussion on any of these items? No? I just want to point out that these were provided by Christine Shea. So this is her last presentation for the board. As you may know from the last meeting, Christine is retiring, and we voted in Jamie Richardson to replace that position as Director of Secondary Education. So thank you, Christine, for your service to this district. You will be greatly missed. Yeah. Okay, if no other discussion, this is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Okay, and then motion for human resources, item 1.
Move. Second.
Jamie Wilbur. Discussion? No? Okay, this is a roll call vote.
Anna Braun,
Yes.
Antoinette Evola,
Yes.
Jamie Falco,
Yes.
Louis Figueroa,
Yes.
Lori Herrick,
Yes.
Lee Woo Hung,
Yes.
Wilbur Pan.
Yes.
Mary Ann Tanios.
Yes, motion carries. And, okay, motion for student services, items 1 through 5.
Move.
Second.
Jamie Wilbur. Discussion. Antoinette?
I guess it's the Antoinette show today. All right. What would, just because there were so many different explanations in this, descriptions here, I'm assuming what is a false public alarm? That's my question, meaning that a student pulled a public alarm, and that's what they got in trouble for? The fire alarm?
What number? You're
Oh,
on-
I didn't.
Number 5, the monthly reports.
Right. Yeah, sorry. I didn't put the number here. for, this doesn't have page number. For Churchill, on April 20th, it says the infraction was false public alarm. So I don't know what that means. And that's why I didn't have it numbered, because there's no numbers here.
Churchill.
Especially since it was a 7th grader, so.
Oh, it's right here, right here.
Yep.
This is Churchill.
I know, but there should be, you see how I have,
Like a specific explanation of the incident?
yeah, that's what I need.
Antoinette, are you asking for an explanation of the incident or what false?
I just want to
alarm
know
means?
what false public alarm would mean. Did they pull the fire alarm? Did they scream fire and everybody had to run out of the building? Like what, they're only in 7th, so I don't know.
Can I get back to you, because I don't have the backup.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yes, I have to get back to you.
Was that the day that Churchill had the alarms go off? Hold on.
Maybe it was the alarm. I'm thinking it's the alarm, but
Yeah.
I don't have the,
It's okay, you could just let me know.
I'm sorry, I'll let you know.
Yeah. I don't have an
My
email.
text messages.
Yeah. Okay. You want to get back or?
Yeah, I will get back.
Okay. All right, so this is a roll call vote.
Anna Braun.
Yes.
Antoinette Evola.
Yes.
Jamie Falco.
Yes.
Louis Figueroa.
Yes.
Lori Herrick.
Yes.
Lee Woo Hung.
Yes.
Wilbur Pan. Yes. Mary Ann Tanios.
Yes, motion carries. Okay, we are on to committee reports, information items, and for the good of the cause for the board. We will start on, Antoinette, you want to start on your side? Yeah.
Wow, it's been so long. I'm having trouble with the internet here. I wanted to discuss a bill that just left the Education Committee on Monday, which is Assemblyman Sterling Stanley is one of the sponsors, as well as Speaker Coughlin. I don't know the bill number offhand, but this bill has been moved to Budget and Appropriations, and Coughlin is the Speaker of the Assembly, so you can assume that this is actually going to move quicker than it usually would. So this bill is to advocate for districts to find out what their budget shortfalls will be much sooner than they were finding out of for the past years. Now, while this might seem like a solution, telling me what I don't have 2 months sooner is not really fixing the budget. So all you're doing is just telling us how much we're not going to have earlier than before, which I'm sure Joe won't be touching his head like that and if this passes, because he'll have a heads up, but that is not a solution. So the community is asking for Trenton to come up with a solution for the funding formula for special education, for transportation, for healthcare. We need that. So I will update you if that, in our next meeting, if that has moved, which I'm anticipating it will.
How much does it cost for a bill? About $10,000?
It's not cheap. I mean, they spend $10,000 on the hazelnut one, so they're, if you watched the last one, you know what that's about. And again, Coughlin is the sponsor of this bill, and he's the assemblyman, speaker of the assembly. So it's pretty much a go in that aspect.
It looks like it might be A3881, the bill.
You had service?
Yeah.
Oh.
How'd you do that?
Here, I can give you guys.
Yeah, say it again.
A3881.
Right.
And if I'm reading this right, the Senate number is S2650.
Right. And if you click on the Senate, you'll see what the co-sponsors are. And if it
Yeah.
most of the time, if you see bills that have co-sponsors and sponsors, and the Senate bill has co-sponsors and sponsors, depending on the names of those sponsors, will tell you if it's going somewhere or not. And based on the names of these sponsors, it seems this is going to be their solution, and it's just going to be telling Joe much sooner how much less or break even that we're going to be.
On the Senate side, the sponsors are Vin Gopal, Troy Singleton, and Patrick Deignan.
Gopal is the chair of the Education Committee. So that tells you all you need to know.
Thank you. Oh, yes, Dr. Mayman found.
I just wanted to tell you that it was a student who dialed 911 from a classroom phone as a prank, causing false public alarm. It just got caught.
What is wrong? What is happening? I think it's just it's like they need a break. These kids need summer break. But that was in April, so I don't know.
We all need a break.
Thank you. Lou?
Okay, just on a lighter note, I had the good fortune of going to the High School Athletic Sports Awards. Once again, congratulations to all our students. And, you know, it's so wonderful to see that so many, such a large percentage of those kids are also fantastic students and are involved in other activities as well. So congratulations to all of our athletes and their families, because their family support is so important. Also had the good fortune of going to the Churchill Pops concert just the other night. I saw some of our other board members there, and we were all clapping and dancing and singing, and it was just, it's hard to believe that those kids are, you know, Churchill students, to be honest with you. I mean, I would pay to go see them professionally. Just amazing. So once again, congratulations to all of those families, those students as well. And my last congratulations is to all of our students who are moving up and to our upcoming 2026 high school graduates. Yes. Thank you.
Yes. Thanks, Lou. Jamie?
As always, go Bears.
So I'm very fortunate to go to attend the same concert at Churchill. It's so amazing, the chorus, orchestra, student at different levels, they coordinate so well. It's really very special. For me, I feel it's much better than the professional performance I had before. And I attend the high school award night, so more than 110 students, maybe 115, right? About. They got all kind of awards. This shows the community support. So those awards are provided by different community groups. So they contribute their resource to reward our outstanding students for their great job. And it's encouragement for their future, and it's, I want those organizations make our East Brunswick very special.
Thanks, Lilo.
Yeah.
Wilbur?
I was also going to mention the wide variety of community groups that were involved in presenting the senior awards at the high school. But Lee already did that for me, so thanks.
Thanks, Wilbur. Lori?
I also just want to commend all the students who received awards at the academic awards and the sports awards last week. It's very nice to attend and see the success of all of our students. Congratulations to the graduating class, wherever life may take you after this. It's just an important journey, and graduation day or the last day of school is always one of my most, even as an adult, I just feel like it's one of my happiest days. I think it's just full of so much celebration and ending a year where you just look back at the possibilities of what you accomplished and what you look at going forward. So congratulations to everybody, and thank you to our staff who worked so hard during the year to support our students. You're very appreciated, so thank you.
Thanks, Lori. Anna.
Just a quick shout out to the fourth grade beginning band and beginning orchestra. To see 266 little violin kids all up together, watching a conductor performing together beautifully, it's a sight to see, especially when you think of what they're like on the playground, And so I just a big shout out to the teachers. And if I could take a moment to talk about Juneteenth, is that okay?
Yes, yeah.
All right. Now, tomorrow we commemorate Juneteenth, which is a day to recognize the events that occurred on June the 19th, 1965, when the Union Army arrived in Galveston, Texas, bringing the news that the Civil War was over and that the enslaved people in the former Confederate states were free. Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation, which had been issued 2.5 years earlier, was finally put into effect in Texas. What many might not realize is that the Emancipation Proclamation of January 1, 1963, only provided freedom to the enslaved people in the southern rebellious states, the Confederate states. It did not apply to the states in the Union. When the enslaved people in Texas learned of their freedom, there were still 16 souls legally enslaved in New Jersey, which was the last northern state to officially abolish slavery. It would take another 6 months after Juneteenth for New Jersey's grip on slavery to end, when New Jersey Governor Marcus L. Ward signed a state constitutional amendment on January 23, 1866. And I bring this up because, sadly, East Brunswick did not exist until, we weren't incorporated until 1860. But this area has a very, very evil history. And this is something that occurred, I'm going to talk about if I could, this is something that occurred across the street from Bound Monroe School, where Bound is now. There was, in 1804, New Jersey passed the Gradual Emancipation Act, which said that babies born to enslaved mothers after July 4, 1804, would be born free. But the baby would still need to serve the mother's master for 21 years if they were female, and 25 years for a male. 1812, New Jersey passes a law prohibiting the selling of slaves over the state line unless the enslaved person gave their consent, and it was witnessed by two impartial government officials. So 1818, we have Judge Jacob Van Wickle, who owned the property across the street from where Bound Monroe School is right now. He was a Middlesex County judge, and he and his brother-in-law hatched a scheme to sell, illegally obviously, enslaved people to Louisiana, where 3 of his sons owned plantations. Now, what they did was, because of Judge Van Wickle was a Middlesex County judge, he legally could sign papers for human trafficking. The only catch, of course, was that the people who were being shipped south had to agree to be shipped south. So what they did is they gathered up 137 people over the course of a year, mostly women with young children. And what they would do is they would bring these women and their babies, one of whom was as young as 2 days old, before Judge Van Wickle, and he would say to the baby, which he would remove from the mother's arms, and say, "Do you agree to go into a life of servitude in Louisiana. And when the baby cried, he said that was the consent that he needed, and he would sign the paper. Then he would say to the mother, "What are you going to do about it? Your kid's going to Louisiana." And this involved people, 2 congressmen, 3 Middlesex County judges, a trustee of Rutgers University, and the governor of New Jersey, who sold 2 of his slaves into the slave ring. The location of this property where these people were entrapped is across the street from Bound near the Highway 18 overpass. Van Wickle's house was where the electrical substation is next to the bridge. And for more information about what happened to these people, and sadly, of course, because high-level people were involved in this slave ring, nobody was brought to justice. You can go to the Lost Souls Memorial Project on Facebook for more information, and all the documentation about this is available on the Rutgers Scarlet and Black website. In closing, let me just share a quote by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. "The ultimate tragedy is not the oppression and cruelty by the bad people, but the silence over that by the good people."
Thank you, Anna. Thank you for reminding us of that. I think, everybody's looking forward to just having off tomorrow, and I think yeah, well, you're all working, like the 12-month staff are, yeah, but everybody, I mean, even like the kids, and I think it's important, like this just reminded me, I'm going to talk to my kids about why they're off tomorrow, so thank you for did our schools do that today?
Yes.
They did? Okay, good. Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate you bringing that to us and educating even from the dais. And I don't know if everybody knows, but Anna is a historian, actually, and she does things for this. She could tell you where the Revolutionary War happened and where exactly in East Brunswick, so...
Yeah, East Brunswick Museum and East Brunswick Historical Society. And doing research for the East Brunswick Museum, I came across in their files a document that was signed by Judge Jacob Van Wickle. And knowing this story, just holding this in my hands, it was disturbing, to say the least.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. In closing, I just want to reiterate the senior awards. All of those scholarships that were received were phenomenal. It's wonderful that we have so many students receiving them, but I think it also spoke volumes because yes, there were different organizations from the community giving those scholarships, and a lot of them came as memorial funds. And I think it's so remarkable. If you've had a loved one who passed, you know that you want their legacy to carry on. And when you decide that that legacy is East Brunswick Public School students, that speaks volumes to who we are and the responsibility we're called to uphold, and how wonderful the things that we do here actually are, and I hope we don't lose sight of that. I know there are challenges, and I know that there's so much not good that happens, but there's also so much good. And for someone to want to remember their loved one by giving back to our students speaks a lot about what we're able to do here, so I hope we'll be able to move that forward, and I know we will under Dr. Mammon's leadership and this board. I was obviously joined that night by board members, as they've already stated. Same for the athletic awards. I just want to point one thing out about the athletic awards. I found it remarkable that they were saying that all of these students who were receiving multiple athletic awards were also high achievers academically. That is no easy feat. So I think that also speaks to the support systems that are in place. Again, I know that's not the case for everybody, but it's remarkable that we have a community, including parents and teachers and counselors and coaches and everybody who's just willing to support these students to help them achieve academically like this. Educators Day, it speaks to what we do here. Those students saw something in a classroom and decided to say, I want to give that to somebody else. And I think that really speaks to who we have as teachers here. To instill in a child the desire to want to give back like that is remarkable. So thank you to our staff who inspired all of those students. I think it was 17 students, so that's 2% of our graduating class. Hopefully we'll up that a little more. Yeah, that was a great event, and thank you to Nicole Tibbetts. I really was in awe of how she laid that out. And that evening we had the retirement celebration hosted by the EBEA. So thank you to all of our staff who've served this district for many, many years, so many of them. Our schools wouldn't be what they are if it weren't for you. And I think Nicole even said at one point, this really is a testament to how the district has been carried even through those difficult times. Our teachers and staff here have put it on their backs and been the backbone of the district. So thank you, and I hope you enjoy retirement, and perhaps you'll join us up here like Anna. And then on Monday evening, we had the adult community programs moving up as Dr. Mammon showed earlier. I just want to share, it's remarkable to see the diversity of this community. People who came from all walks of life, all different kinds of countries and backgrounds, and what they had to go through to come here. And just the level of gratitude that they demonstrated. I even turned to Dr. Mammon at one point and I said, I wish we were as grateful as they are, because there's so much here that we take for granted. Even that type of a program, I didn't even understand the value of it until I heard them speak, some of them in tears, because they were just so grateful to be on American soil, so grateful to have the opportunity to assimilate here and start a family here. And it's this is why we do what we do as Americans, as a school board, and as a community. My last thing for tonight is I just want to give a shout out to one of our SSOs, Mr. Michael Lucky. Antoinette and I were at, Lou, I know you know him too, because he said he coached your kids, yeah. But Antoinette and I were at Hammersholt for the last time today. And
Conflict
the kids,
expiring.
Yes, the conflict expiring, yes. And just a little, no. But the kids were all over Mr. Michael Lucky, and I've never seen students gravitate towards an SSO like this, and they wanted his autograph, and how amazing. And it just, it really warms your heart, because you see things in the media and you see things about how those roles are perceived a certain way, but not with him. And he just had so much, I'm telling you, there were like 50 kids all over him, and they're like, can we get your autograph? Can you sign my ID? And it was really sweet and endearing. And the fact that they even knew that he coached professional players shows that he had a conversation with them. Like, they know who he is. And I think those are the things that we might not see. You know how you were talking about the little details? Yes. Those are the little details that make our district what it is. So shout out to him. Go ahead. I can't hear you.
So at one point, he called one of the athletes that he trained, who's a professional NBA player, on speakerphone. It went to the guy's voicemail, but all the kids left this professional player a voicemail. It was the most amazing thing I ever saw.
Yeah. So again, just as we wrap up this school year, thank you, everybody, for everything that you've done, to our teachers and staff. Again, we can't do it without you, obviously, and we know that there's so much that happens behind the scenes that we may never even know about, and we're grateful for. Our administration, thank you. Our community, our parents, and obviously all of our students, who you are why we do what we do, and thank you for bearing with us as we get this all figured out for you. Yeah, that's all. All right, motion to adjourn.
Move.
Oh, sorry, motion to go to closed. I forgot we have another closed session. Uh-oh. Motion to go to closed session.
Move.
Wilbur?
Oh, I move, you can put me second.
Jamie?
Personnel. No.
All right, so all in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, we are in closed. We'll be back if you want to wait for us, but I don't know.
No action will be taken.
Yeah, no action will be taken, but we will see you July 23rd at our next board meeting. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.